It's starting point guard number 7 for Luton basketball team.
I'm George Chayton, starting centre for Luton 6-1 basketball team.
I'm Jack Fernandez, starting shooting guard number 5 for Luton basketball team. My basketball idol is Paul George due to his good footwork and his shooting ability.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's a centre and he utilises his arms to the best of his abilities because he has a 6'8" wingspan, so I just try and base my game around his.
Has to be Kemba Walker. Because he's so small like me, he's quick, he can float, everything, man. He's the best player in the NBA.
Who's the fastest player in the team?
I would say Efron, just because he's small, he's quick, he's very agile.
I think our coach Dan has the most intelligence in the team, and sometimes he can bring that into the game when he wants to play.
The worst trainer is Raf, just because he just loves to muck about so much.
Ricardo is the best trainer, as he puts 100% effort in all the time.
The most motivated player has to be Jack. But every time he takes a shot, he looks right at the crowd and smiles.
The most emotional player must be Trey, because last year when he got fouled out of a game, he was on the bench and he was crying because he thought he let his team down.
The most skillful player is CJ, his crossovers are the best.
Most well-dressed person in the team has to be Kadeem, as he's always wearing fresh trainers, fresh hoodies, everything.
The most valuable player has to be George. He turns up to big games. I think the most improved player is George because his shot percentage is more higher and he's taking the correct shots in games.
I agree with that, as since he's been going gym, he's been getting more rebounds.
The joke of the team is Trey, just because whenever he's just not trying to be funny, he's just always funny. And he always brings up the mood of the whole team. Trey,
for sure, 100%.
Kadeem, can you dunk?
100%, I could boom it now.
Of course, have you seen my arms, man? Come on.
I'm Matty, centre back turned goalkeeper.
I'm Hassan, I'm a midfielder. I'm Leger, I'm also a midfielder.
The most intelligent player last season would have been Lee. He was really good academically and he also had a great footballing brain.
The player with the worst dress sense is Shay. He turned up to training and games with the same battered Harachis for the whole year.
My best player last season has to be Benny. He played everyone on the pitch and covered every blade of grass.
The most skillful player last season was Leger. He loved to turn defenders inside out.
The funniest person in the team last season was John, who was permanently cracking jokes and keeping the team morale up.
The fastest player for me last season was definitely not Delapo. It's out of me, Benny or Gillen, but I think Gillen might edge it just because of his power.
Future coach from last season is Cam. He's the busiest player I've come across in football.
Last season, Harry was a hard-as-nails player. I lost count the amount of times he smashed people right next to me in the midfield.
Either not making last year has to be the indoor demigod Shay, but outside, we're still trying to figure him out. Lads, who is the worst trainer?
It's got to be Zayn again.
It has to be Zayn.
Always in the middle.
So who's the worst dancer?
Zayn.
Yeah, like that.